Right, we are carrying on doing Dangerous Minds. We need to talk to Dr. Amari.
Whoever this Brotherhood of Steel is, I'm not buying that.
Well, well, Mr. Valentine, I thought you had forgotten.
Oh, I didn't even know this place had a downstairs. Oh yeah, I've been here before.
Yes, I take it this isn't a social call.
This one's all yours, Nick.
We need a memory dig, Amari, but it's not going to be easy. The perp, Kellogg, is already cold on the floor.
Are you two mad? Putting aside the fact that you're asking me to defy the corpse, you don't realize that the memory simulators require intact,
Oh shit.
living brains to function.
Isn't there some way to make this work?
This dead brain had inside knowledge of the Institute, Amari. The biggest scientific secret of the Commonwealth. You need this, and so do we.
Fine. I'll take a look. But no guarantees. Do you have it with you?
How much of the brain?
That is not an encouraging question. I suppose I'll have to make...
Here's what I could find.
What's this? This isn't a brain. This is... Wait. That's the hippocampus. And this thing attached to it? A neural interface?
Those circuits look awfully familiar.
I'm not surprised. From what I've seen, all Institute technology has a similar architecture.
Nick's an older model since. Is he compatible?
That's exactly what I was thinking. If we are lucky, it should hook right in. But even if this works, Mr. Valentine would be taking on a tremendous amount of risk. We're talking about wiring something to his brain.
Don't worry about me, Amari. Let's do it.
This will be interesting.
You really think this will work, Nick?
No idea. But we got a missing kid on the line.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Valentine, just sit down.
If I start cackling like an old grizzled mercenary, pull me out, okay?
Let's see here.
Hopefully he doesn't turn.
I need you to keep talking to me, Mr. Valentine. Any slight change in your cognitive functions could be dire. Are you feeling any different?
There's a lot of flashes. Static. I can't make sense of any of it, Doc.
That's what I was afraid of. The mnemonic impressions are encoded. It appears the Institute has one last failsafe. There's a lock on the memories in the implant.
Oh great.
Tell me you have a way past this, Doc.
Let me think. The encryption is too strong for a single mind. But what if we use two? We load both you and Mr. Valentine into the memory loungers. Run your cognitive functions in parallel. He'll act as a host, while your consciousness drives through whatever memories we can find.
Any idea what I'm going to see in there?
I have no clue. But considering we only have a single piece of the medial temporal lobe and not the whole brain, I doubt it'll be cohesive.
All right. Let's get started.
Just sit down over there and keep your fingers crossed.
Keep my
On the
fingers
other
crossed.
side.
Oh, we can take this stuff? Buff out. Oh,
Bingo.
nice. Crognac.
Not enough folks value keeping the old CPU sharp.
Just
What else
sit
can
in
I
the
take?
memory lounger when you're ready.
Bone cutter. Oh, purified water. That's it. Oh, first aid. We're gonna start tripping.
Initiating brainwave migration between the transplant and the host. Mnemonic activity coming from the transplant. It's degenerated, but it's there. We're going to load you into the strongest memories we can find. They might not be stable. Just hold on.
Am I gonna see a glimpse of Sean?
Can you hear me? Ah, good. The simulation appears to be working, although the memories appear
Whoa.
fragmented.
I'm in the brain.
I'll try to step you through the intact memories and hope we find one that gives us some clue to the Institute's location.
Where am I going? Through the synapses.
There. This is the earliest intact memory I can find.
This is trippy. Ah.
Remember, you are experiencing these memories as Kellogg. This may prove
This is how he
disorienting at first.
was raised.
Mom knew how it was. She wasn't soft, but she loved me in her way. And she protected me from Dad. That cost her more than a few beatings.
Grew up in a broken home by the sounds of it.
I never knew what happened to her after I left. I didn't want to know. Not then.
What a joke. What's it mean?
I was such a dummy back then. What did I know about how the world worked? I think now she wanted me to kill him. I should have. Instead, I ended up running away. I told myself I wanted to find somewhere out from under the thumb of the NCR and all their rules. But really, I was running from the guilt of not protecting her from Dad. It doesn't matter now, though.
Nothing, Connie. People like to talk and hope someone else is going to keep them safe.
Dad was either drunk or not around. I guess he must have run with one of the raider gangs, but I never really knew what he did. Don't know why Mom was with him. Maybe at some point in his life he wasn't a complete asshole.
Teacher at school said the NCR would bring back the good old days. Like before.
Mom knew how it was. She wasn't soft, but
This doesn't seem to be what
she
we're
loved
looking
me
for.
in her way.
There appears
And
to
she
be
protected me
another
from Dad.
intact memory close to you in temporal
That cost her more than a few beatings.
There.
I never
Try
knew
that
what
one.
happened to her after I left.
So he's grown up a bit now.
It's gonna be... The thing about happiness is you only know you had it when it's gone. I mean, you may think to yourself that you're happy, but you don't really believe it. Focus on that petty bullshit or
Oh, he had a kid.
next job or whatever. It's only looking back, by comparison with what comes after, that you really understand that's what happiness felt like. Fine, you'll see.
But we don't know anybody here. And now, with the baby?
Come on, Sarah, you gotta give it a chance. I finally got steady work with a good outfit. Nothing like that in the NCR these days.
No, I'm not saying this was a mistake. I'm just... Are you sure these guys know what they're doing? They seem kind of green.
I know, but that's where I come in. Just wait. In a few years, I'll be running my own crew. As soon as I make the connections I Then I can give you anything you want. And little Mary, too. I was the worst thing that ever happened to her. If she'd never met me, she'd have stayed in the hub, maybe hooked up with someone who didn't kill people for a living. Probably been happier than she was with me. Almost certainly lived longer.
I never worried about you before. Must be my mama instincts kicking in. Who knew I had those, huh?
Come on, you're great with her. And you don't need to worry about me. Most of it's just running security for the she. A lot of standing around looking tough.
Well, they sure picked the right person for that job.
Listen, it's gonna be great here. See this? This is what's gonna keep you and Mary safe. I promise.
I know. I'm sure we're gonna be really happy.
Whatever made me think that a guy like me should have a daughter? No, I never deserved her. Not for 1 second. Here we are. You'll see.
I want to see how long this dialogue goes on for.
That's okay. I got her.
Let's keep looking. I'll connect you to the next
Ah.
intact memory.
Can I go back on the other one? There's no point.
How did you think this was gonna end, Kellogg? You thought you could just fuck with us, and we wouldn't fuck with you? Just so you know, they died like dogs. And you
I
weren't
found
there
another
Let's talk about his
to help
family.
them.
I'll connect you.
Mind if we sit down?
Suit yourself.
Is this when he had his little crew?
So, I hear you'll take care of people's problems. Is that right?
If you pay me. Oh, we'll pay. There was always a job for someone like me. There was always a job for someone like me. Didn't matter what it was. Didn't matter who I was supposed to kill. I got pretty good at it.
And you'll do this all by yourself.
There's always someone who wanted someone else dead. Sometimes just roughed up, but dead was usually what they wanted. Sometimes they thought they could cheat me. That was usually only when I first arrived somewhere. Didn't matter to me. They just took it as part of the job. Little extra thrown in for free. I always got paid in the end. One way or another. I didn't care where I was going. Ended up mostly wandering east. Getting as far away from San Francisco as I could, maybe. That's right.
We pay you when the job's done. Is that okay?
That's the way you want to do it. So who do you want dead?
Well, it's like this. There's his family. Lives down the creek a ways.
Well, we seem to be getting closer. Try this.
Oh fuck. Didn't get to access the memory of the bartender.
Mr. Kellogg, I'm glad you decided to meet with me.
I finally ended up in the Commonwealth. I kinda ran out of road. Plus,
So this is how he got the simps.
life. I wasn't gonna be stupid enough to get mixed up with caring about other people again. It was just me against the world. And the world had it coming. First synths weren't all that impressive. I'm good, but I'm not that good. But the Institute could always make more, and kept making them better each time. They still give me the creeps, but
Oh, so
you have
these
to
are
get
the
used to
Institute
them
people.
if you want to work with the Institute.
You're with the Institute. I wanted to see for myself.
You heard all sorts of rumors about the Institute. But I figured they were just a convenient boogeyman for anything bad that ever happened. They were real, all right. They didn't know anything about operating on the surface. Relied on their synths for everything. They had the resources I needed, and I had the expertise they needed. Turned into a permanent arrangement, which suited me just fine.
Really existed.
We do, as you can see.
First synths weren't all that impressive. I'm good, but I'm not that good. But the Institute could always make more, and kept making them better each time. They still give me the creeps, but you have to get used to them if you want to work with the Institute.
It's come to my attention that you've been rather disruptive of our operations lately. This must stop.
I do what people pay me to do. If that's a problem for you, I can see only one way out.
And what's that, Mr. Kellogg?
If I'm working for you, there's no more problem. From what I hear, you can afford me.
I don't think you fully understand the situation you're in.
I think I do.
Very well. B-748, initiate.
Oh. We killed them all.
Impressive. We may have something to talk about after all.
Getting warmer. One of these has got to tell us something. We're running out of brain here. There's one that looks mostly intact. Connecting now.
Manual override initiated. Cryogenic stasis suspended.
If all computers are still working, that's good.
I was now the Institute's main operator in the Commonwealth. If they needed something done, they came to me. It wasn't usual for anybody from the Institute to come along on a mission, so this one stood out. I didn't know then who it was we were grabbing from the vault.
Oh wow, here we are.
Neither did they. Not really.
It's the scene.
Checking through the logs.
The eggheads never liked taking orders from a dirty, contaminated degenerate like me. But they needed me, and I made sure they knew it.
Hopefully it's all just
It's the Vault 111.
down the hall near the end.
111. This is where it all began.
Even then, I knew it was a mistake leaving him alive. I understood that kind of revenge. No one better. But I was cocky enough to assume I could handle some soft, pre-war vault dweller, even if he somehow got thawed out. At least I know those Institute bastards will soon get what's coming to them, too. If he could take me out, they won't be able to hide from him for long. I'm glad I didn't have to kill the kid.
Oh, so you
I'm
didn't
not
kill
saying
the
I
kid.
haven't done it, but
Oh yeah, obviously.
never like to. And yeah, I guess it did remind me of her. Yeah, I'm a cold-hearted bastard for sure, but still human. Better this way, though. Better than taking her kid and leaving her alive. The eggheads never liked taking orders from it. I never knew why we didn't just refreeze the rest of them. But we had our orders. Guess the old man didn't want so many loose ends. Too bad he left alive the one person he shouldn't have.
Yep,
This is the one. Here.
Open it.
Is it over? Are we okay?
Almost. Everything's gonna be fine.
Come here. Come here.
Wait.
Even then, I knew it was a mistake leaving him alive. I understood that kind of revenge. No one better. But I was cocky enough to assume I could handle some soft, pre-war vault dweller, even if he somehow got thawed out. At least I know those Institute bastards will soon get what's coming to them, too. If he could take me out, they won't be able to hide from him for long.
No, I've got him.
Let the boy go. I'm only gonna tell you once.
no, no.
Giving you Sean.
God damn it. Get the kid out of here. Let's go. At least we still have a backup.
Cryogenic sequence reinitialized.
What's the holdup? I'm almost finished, Kellogg. I just need to confirm. All right, we're good.
I'm sorry you had to go through that again. I found another intact memory. Whenever you're ready.
Let's have a look at this. Well, maybe last one then. Oh, I'm going back.
Manual override initiated. Cryogenic.
Oh, it just restarts.
Override initiated. Cryogenic stasis suspended.
Is that your son? This appears to be a very recent memory. So, good news, I think.
This whole setup in Diamond City was part of some elaborate plan of the old man's. Seems obvious now that we were bait for our friend from the vault. Timing couldn't have been an accident. It's not how the old man works. I wonder if he outsmarted me in the end. Another loose end tied up. Wasn't my idea to settle down with the kid in the middle of Diamond City. I thought it was a terrible idea, actually. But it was one of the old man's pet projects, so here we were. Me and the kid. Like a happy little family. I ended up kind of liking it. A reminder of what my life might have been if things had turned out differently. But there's no going back. I knew it was just temporary. It'd be back to normal business before too long.
Kellogg.
It's okay. One of these days you're gonna get your head blown off just barging in here like that.
Minimizing my
Who's
exposure
that?
to civilians is a
Courier.
priority.
Forget I said anything.
So what's the big...
The new breed of synths could easily pass as human.
Oh, he's a
Some of them did. But the coursers, they weren't built to blend
Courser
in.
versus Courier.
They were killing machines, pure and simple.
Terminators.
Smarter, stronger, and faster than almost any real human. I'm just glad they were always on my side.
Crisis this time. New orders for you. One of our scientists has left the Institute.
Left? As in?
He's gone rogue. Name's Dr. Brian Virgil. We know he's hiding somewhere in the glowing sea. Here's his file.
Wow. Some heads are gonna roll for this. Capture and return, or just elimination?
Elimination. He was working on a highly classified program.
No kidding. One of the top bioscience boys? Damn. So, I guess you're taking the kid back with you.
Affirmative. Your only mission is to locate and eliminate Virgil.
You're taking me home to my father?
Yes. Stand next to me and hold still.
Okay.
X688. Ready to relay with Sean.
Is he teleporting?
I hope I see you again soon.
Whoa.
Bye.
What the fuck?
Teleportation. Now it all makes sense. Nobody's found the entrance to the Institute because there is no entrance. Let me pull you out of there as soon as you're ready.
Motherfucker just teleported.
Slow movements, okay? I don't know what kind of side effects the procedure might have had. No one's ever done this before. How do you feel?
Am I okay? Are you seeing anything bad?
Don't be alarmed, but I honestly don't know what to look for. As I said before, this is uncharted territory, but your neural and physiological readings have returned to normal. From a medical standpoint, you're fine. Are you ready to talk about what happened?
Uh-huh.
There's more than one person who knows about the Institute. Virgil, that scientist who escaped.
I didn't know Institute scientists could defect. This changes everything. He could answer all sorts of questions. Where did the memory say he was? The glowing sea? That can't be right. No one would risk going there, not even to hide.
Why? What makes the glowing sea?
The name says it all. Radiation. So much that nothing there could possibly live. Navigating radioactive hazards is nothing new, but the glowing sea can kill a man in seconds. That's why it doesn't make sense. Virgil fleeing into that hell. The
Maybe he found something that to get him immune to it.
That's why he's there. To make the Institute think twice about following.
That must be it. He's using the radiation in the glowing sea like a shield or a cloak, a way to throw them off and be at an advantage. If Virgil found a way to survive there, you'll have to do the same. If you're going to follow him.
How do I fight that much radiation, Doctor?
There are chemical compounds. Rad-X, Radaway. You'd need as much as you could carry. Maybe more. A sealed environment suit would be great, if you could find one. Or maybe one of those suits of power armor. That would be perfect.
Oh, I'm going in naked. Fingers crossed I get superpowers.
I know you're joking, but as a doctor, I feel obligated to remind you that unprotected radioactive exposure will only kill you. Dead. D-E-A-D. So be sure you find a way to get through there with your life intact. By the way, I unplugged Mr. Valentine first.
Nice.
Remove the implant while you were waking up. He's waiting for you upstairs.
Glowing sea. Probably don't have enough radiation, or I need a anti-radiation suit.
Nick.
Hope you got what you were looking for inside my head.
Huh?
I was right. I should have killed you when you were on ice.
You want to try for round 2? Let's go.
What? What are you talking about?
You sounded like Kellogg just then.
Did I? Huh. Mari said there might be some mnemonic impressions left over. Anyway, I feel fine, so let's get going.
We have to head into the glowing sea.
I'm a synth, so radiation isn't much of an issue for me, but an old suit of power armor might just be the guardian aid. That, or you could buy up all the rat and rat away you can find from any...
Sure. Let's get going, Nick.
Been one heck of a ride so far.
Oh, we need to find a power armor. Well, I've got one, but it has no power. So that's a problem there. So I'm not sure if we're going to do the next main mission yet. I need to find out whether I can use my power armor.